SOL'S RNG are removing the old Chromatic Exotic aura. I know, it'll be sad to see it go. But we're finally getting an update where they're going to be replacing the Chromatic Exotic aura with an aura called Chromatic Genesis. So let's check it out. This is the aura that's going to be replacing the Chromatic Exotic. It's called Chromatic Genesis. And it just has a ton going on. So there's a big giant circle at the bottom which surrounds the player. There's like this diamond shape behind you and then circles around it as well, which looks super clean. And then loads of diamonds at the bottom as well. I really do like the color of it. It's like a really light purple which glows. It's such a wide aura that you'll easily be able to be spotted in the server. Now it does actually come with its own new music as well, so just listen to this in the background, guys. So that's the new music that's going to be playing for the Chromatic Genesis. Now, in my personal opinion, I actually think this is a little bit of a downgrade from the Chromatic Exotic. The devs did say they tried to make this one rainbow as well, but for some reason it didn't work, so they're sticking with just this light purple color. Personally, I do think the last one was a little bit better just because there was a lot more going on and it made it look a lot cooler. They had like basically a 1 in 100 million, right? But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, please. Do you prefer the old Chromatic Exotic or are you excited to see the Chromatic Genesis in the game? Looking at this aura got me super excited for upcoming future auras. So let's take a look at what's going to be hopefully coming out soon, as long as SOL'S RNG actually update their game. All right, let's take a look at the new auras, which will hopefully be coming up soon. The first future potential aura we're going to be looking at is called Apostolos. I think I pronounced that correctly. It's a 1 in 125 million. And honestly, I think it could be even more. This is by far probably one of the best looking auras I've ever seen. It has 3 awesome big swords around you. It has a red sword on the left, a light sword on the right that kind of looks like the Archangel sword, and then a big massive blue sword behind you, and 3 different chains coming into the character. And then on top of that, you have a beautiful aura underneath you as well. Honestly, to me, this is like the perfect aura. I love this one. Now, this next one is called Sirius, and it's only a 1 in 15 million, which is probably about right. Maybe it could be like a 1 in 20 million, but I think it looks amazing. Like, all of the different colors coming together just looks so nice, and it's super unique. We don't have anything like this in SOL'S RNG. I think a lot of the time with auras, it can get very complicated in SOL'S RNG. This one just looks super smooth. This one I really like. This one reminds me a lot of Galaxy, but it just looks a lot cleaner, and obviously it's a lot bigger of an aura. So it's a 1 in 12 million, and it's called Fantasy. If this one was a Starfall aura, I think that would probably make the most sense. And just the way that your character sits up there like that looks super nice. It's very unique. Sticking with the purple theme, we have one called ShadowVoid. It's a 1 in 18 million, and this is just a big mess of purple, but it honestly looks amazing. Like, can you picture this one in SOL'S RNG? It would just take up so much space around the other players, and you would really just stand out with it. Personally, what tops it off for me is the 4 balls that make like a pyramid above you. That's a really nice touch that allows you to see more spatial awareness of where the player is in the middle. All right, this next one I just wanted to include because it's just a mess. It's such a mess, but I love it. It's a 1 in glitch aura, which currently we only have 1 glitch aura, which is a 1 in 12 million, but the glitch biome is so hard to find, guys. I've been trying to find it for 22 days, and I still haven't had it. So even though I love this aura, and there definitely needs to be a better glitch aura, because let's be honest, the actual glitch aura sucks. I think it would just be way too hard to find, though, unless you could get it in Breakthrough. But overall, it looks absolutely amazing. Now, going back to the purple colors, there's a lot of purple auras in here. Luckily for me, purple's actually my favorite color, so I think all of these look super awesome. So this one's called Shade Nebula. It's a 1 in 900,000, which, let's be honest, this should be at least a 1 in 5 million. First of all, on the ground, you can see a massive circle around you, which looks cool. There's a ball floating around, but the best part, in my opinion, is the centerpiece behind you, the circle behind you. That just looks super, super nice. And again, if you could get this in Starfall, that would be perfect. All right, on to the next one. We have one called Opression, and again, this is just a big mess. This is like the glitch one, but I love it. Honestly, there needs to be more auras which are centered around certain biomes, and this one would just fit perfectly into the null biome, because currently we just have undefined. Like, come on, guys. We need some better auras for null. Null is such a cool biome. This one here is ranked 1 in 18 million, I believe. It's hard to see, which it absolutely does deserve that, and it should be super rare because it just looks amazing. It looks so cool. This next one we actually don't have a video for, but I had to include it. Look at this. Look at this. Tell me this isn't just a 10 times better version of Archangel. It's insane. There's so much going on, and it just looks so pretty with all the yellow colors. Going back to the purple colors, once again, we have one called Extinction. Now, here it says it's a 1 in 66 million, which, not to be rude, but I really don't think this is as good as some of the others we've seen. I still think it's super cool and looks really nice, but it definitely could have more, especially for a 1 in 60 million. That's a little bit too high. Finally, we have a blue one to look at. This is a 1 in not assigned yet. It's called Zenith, and it just looks really clean, this one. So I would put this up there as basically just like a cleaner version of Arcane, and it definitely has a lot more going on around you as well, which is really nice. And speaking of Arcane, guys, I think we need to get more auras which have abilities in them. What do you think? Let me know. All right, I wanted to include this one in here because it's just super cute. This is called Bubbly. I think here is just a 1 in 800, which obviously it shouldn't be that rare. But we do need some more just cute, easier to get auras, which you could use to maybe trade for gloves and things like that. So I just wanted to mention this one because it just looks really nice. Okay, if you want to have nightmares, absolutely go for it. Put this aura in the game. This is absolutely terrifying. It looks incredible, but could you imagine playing the game whilst this giant green monster is following you around and you're holding a scythe? Like, come on, man. When it's nighttime out there, you're going to be scaring a lot of people with this aura. Still, though, it looks amazing. So to the dev that made this one, you should be really proud of yourself. It looks super cool and unique. This one's called Breeze. I don't think it has an assigned number to it yet, but again, it's just a very, very clean aura. It should obviously belong in the snowy biome. It kind of looks like a permafrost, but on crack. It just looks so much better. And I do think we need more icy looking auras. Again, biome auras would just be amazing. We need more biome auras. We need more abilities in the game. Please, devs, update the game, please. We're a little bit late for this one. This one's called Fortune. It's a 1 in 77 million. The reason I wanted to include this one is because I actually thought it'd be a really cool idea if the devs did put more effort into creating auras which are based around certain holidays. So this one's obviously for the Lunar New Year, and it just looks so pretty, looks so nice. Like, imagine one for Easter or one for July 4th where you have fireworks around you. Honestly, it's a super cool idea, and I really, really hope we get to see more holiday-based auras or like tradition-based auras. That'd be really nice. This next one is called HellBound. It's basically Hades on steroids. It still has that fiery circle around the bottom, but you get like beautiful fire wings and then chains which are keeping you linked to the bottom. Honestly, I think this one looks super, super cool. However, it does say it's a 1 in 65 million, which, if I'm being honest, is a little bit ridiculous. It shouldn't be over 10 million unless they added more stuff to it to where the aura actually takes up more space, or there's like fire coming from the bottom and spewing everywhere. That would be really cool. The second to last one that I actually have for you guys is a Sidereum mutated aura. It's called Sidereum DAWNBREAKER, and this one, I've said auras look clean so many times, but I don't know why this one just looks so HD through my eyeballs. It's a 1 in 10 million, which I would say is probably about right. Sidereum is just super common to get, and I would love it if we could get a mutated version of it, because it would actually give more substance to the aura and make it way cooler to own. I really, really, really like this one. All right, I actually saved this one to the end because it's probably one of my favorite here. I know I've said I have some other favorites, but this one reminds me so much of Death Note. I think it does need a little bit of work, like the rocks at the bottom could be floating around and stuff, but if you could get this in the null biome, oh my days, this would be incredible. It would probably be my favorite aura to equip. It just reminds me so much of Death Note, which is the anime that actually got me into other anime, so it holds a special place in my heart. And that's all of the auras that we're going to cover in today's video. If you enjoyed this one though, let me know in the comments and I can make a part 2 where we go over some more future auras.